Guys, don't know what happened. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna wait for some of you guys to log back in. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, I am waiting to find Lena again. Perdón, no sé qué pasó on my last IG. All right, waiting. Do you want to text her, maybe? Because what if it's still frozen on hers and it still says paused?
No, you went off.
There we go. Okay. She should come in and a jiffy. Very interesting.
I was having a whole conversation. I was having a whole conversation because I thought that you were the issue, not me.
I'm done.
But I'm laughing because someone's like, what is it? Mercury retrograde at its finest. I was laughing. Sorry, I don't know what happened. You got stuck. You just ended up stuck for like 5 minutes.
It's all good. No worries.
I had to log out, but where were we? Angie did your glam today. Oh, by the way,
Yes.
I love your song, your newest song. It's fire.
Thank you, Mama. Fulanito. Yeah, it's a whole vibe.
I was jamming to it last night.
It is. It's like one of those songs. I don't know why. I feel like it's like one of those songs that I want to play like at every wedding, every quinceañera, every family barbecue, when I'm cleaning my house on a Sunday. Like, it's just appropriate for all occasions and it makes me happy. So I'm glad that the fans are loving it. Yeah.
Yeah, because it sounds like one of those Spanish songs that you're going to grow up listening to in your family with the tios and the tias. And that's the vibe that it gives, like that old school. Like, I wanted to get up and start dancing. You know, you and I, we love to dance. So I was ready to get up. Oh, we do.
Oh, man.
I was ready to start jamming it out.
I don't think the people on here understand. So I would love to talk about our glamming process because since we went into us, you know, obviously when we first met, how long we've been working together, how we work together, I think is also a fun thing to talk about because one thing that I do want to say when getting my makeup done, like by a pro makeup artist, I think it's like communication is key and it's beyond just like makeup products. It's also about the music selection when we're listening to music while getting glammed, which fortunately for both of us, we have like a similar taste. We're all about like that 90s music, little hip hop moment, little R&B moment.
Yes.
Also,
no, we definitely set the tone. When we're in your dressing room or trailer, you always have to have, that's the first thing we do. It's like, all right, where's the speaker? And we connect. And I really miss those moments, yeah, because we get into it and it's a vibe and it creates like the creative flow just starts to pour out and then we kind of just start doing our thing. And I think it sets the tone for you because then you can kind of just sit there and relax before your show or before your performance or your press or whatever it is that you're doing. And for me, it gets me in the zone of like, I'm doing makeup, but I'm chilling. I'm listening to music, you know? So music is a huge part of it.
Totally.
Absolutely.
I agree.
So I loved the looks that you guys created for the video. I was obsessed. I was looking at your glam. Like, I was like, rewind, pause. I love this, love that. What's the process when, and I know the process, but I know our viewers want to know the process. The process when you're like doing a music video and you have to select these looks for makeup. Do you kind of just let the makeup artists choose for themselves or how hands-on are you with the creative process for glam?
I'm super involved, but in a collaborative way. So I never like to come without any ideas to the table, but I always think that it's important to be a good listener, just as important as it is to be heard. And there's definitely been times where I collaborate with artists such as yourself or even hairstylists. And, you know, we go over the wardrobe, right? So usually I'll start there. I'll say, this is the fitting pictures of what the outfits are going to be. And then some of the ideas that you guys bring to the table would be things that like I would have never thought about. You know, I'm probably thinking more of like a bold eye, but then this bold lip moment really translates really well with like the colors in the skirt that I have or something, you know? So I think it's really fun to collaborate because when all of the artists' minds come together, everything kind of falls into place in a unique way. I am very involved though. I think you know this. I'm super involved. We tag team too, which I think, you know, fortunately because I know I have a few tricks up my sleeve when it comes to like makeup application and me being super comfortable with it. There's been times, guys, where like me and Lena have been backstage, whether it's like at an award show or like on a music video set, and we have to do a quick change, and she needs me to change the liner while she's digging in her kit for like color selections for my lip, or doing body glow at the same time as I'm doing my lip.
It's crazy.
So the tag team is crazy, for sure.
It gets so crazy, but I will say, as involved as you are, you do really well at kind of letting us do our thing. Because once you work with an artist, or when we work with, you know, you guys, we build a certain rapport and we get to trust each other. And I think you trust the creative process. Like, you're like, and you're in the mirror, you're watching the whole time, but you just let us do our thing because you trust that we have a vision. And then at the end, if there's any tweaking, or you know how you are, you like your lips done a certain way, your liner, you know, you'll tweak and touch it and everything. But I trust that you're not gonna do something, because sometimes I'm like, oh my God, she's grabbing the liner, I don't know what to expect. But with you, it's always smooth sailing, and I really love those moments. So going back to those moments, what was your favorite? Let's talk about us first, and then I want to like ask what your favorite glam is to date. But what is your favorite glam that you and I have done together?
The Que Me
And I
Baile
have
music
one in
video.
mind. So I wonder which one.
The Que Me Baile music video. The
Yes!
one in yeah. That's one of my favorites. I'll never forget, you threw a Hail Mary with the liner. At the very last second, we were about to go out for the first look, and you were like, I'm just going to try something. I don't know how it's going to look, but I feel like this creative desire to just do these lines on the outside of your liner. And it was already so like bronzy, goddessy vibe, but it just really added this like more accentuated, more costume makeup feel, which I'm a true glam girl at heart. I love an everyday beat, a little bit more than an everyday beat, but for music videos and when there's like a concept and storytelling there, I think it's so important to really elevate the makeup to tell that story as well. 100%. And so I think you killed it. That's one of my favorite looks we've done. For sure.
I love that look. I love it because I never really get to step out of my comfort zone. And so with the setting, you know, we were in Colombia, and then you had all these crazy jewels, and it was just such a dope vibe. Yeah. And you were kind of like, yeah, sure, go for it. Do it. You know, do whatever you feel. And then you were so open to it. But it makes me comfortable, too, because I'm like, let's go. We did some fun liners. I loved it. That was my favorite look, too. So it's funny that you said that. I thought you were going to say that. But what is your, I'm like, I thought so. What is your favorite glam to date? Do you have a favorite glam? Because by now you have, I mean, first of all, how long have you been doing this, Becky?
I've been, working in the industry since I was 9, which is wild.
So a lot of glam.
A lot of glam, a lot of not so good glam too. I think it's so important. I really want to say that though to like a lot of people who might be tuning in right now that are maybe a little intimidated by makeup, or, you know, not so comfortable yet with it. Like knowing what you don't like is just as important as learning, like knowing what you do like. Like that's part of the learning process for me. So I can think of a lot of moments that I didn't like for sure. But I'm trying
to tea, sis. Spill the tea. No, I'm kidding.
Right? No, I'm really trying to think. You know, I feel like
it's a hard question because you literally
there's some stuff that I've done recently that hasn't come out yet that I'm so excited for people to see as far as like visually what those glam looks look like. So I guess the best is yet to come in a sense. But if I had to choose, actually one of my favorites was the La Respuesta music video that we did with Maluma. Because it was like very pin-up-y and playing with the colors of like what pin-up girl makeup used to be.
I love that
doing
one too.
That today and age, like that's probably one of like my top, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you prefer to get makeup done for a video or red carpet or like what's, because you know it's all different types of glam. Yeah. Like makeup, like music video glam is so different. I mean, that's when you can really get creative and you get to, you know, show off all these versions of you. And then you have your red carpet where you're in the, you know, your element of being Becky G. So what is your favorite like time? And then you have stage, right? So stage is another one.
I would say stage makeup and music video makeup is a little bit more elevated, and we have the opportunity to tell more, you know, especially in a music video, because there's different setups, right? And depending on the concept. But I would say probably first and foremost music videos, because I feel like I can play so much more there. But it's interesting because I have a question for you. As a makeup artist, one thing that I really recognize, as far as like one of the key things that I've always tried to like practice on my own, is like knowing when to use certain products, right? So like I know for me, stage makeup and music video makeup, even photo shoot makeup, depending on what the concept is, can be a little bit more heavier, you know, like a little bit more like makeup que se aguante un poco más. Versus like when I do press days, I want something a little bit lighter, a little bit fresher. So like when you're on a red carpet, right, you can't control the person on the camera, controlling the camera on the other side. So you want makeup that looks and breathes like skin. 100%. Do you find yourself changing like setting powders and foundations depending on the like what the event is?
All the time. It's so important to know what you're doing makeup for. So for example, when you and I do a music video, or I'm doing music video makeup for anyone, I know that I won't even use a primer, because I know that I'm going to change up your makeup so many times. I don't want anything to be so solid, stuck onto your skin, that it's hard for me. We only have, you know, sometimes it's an hour and a half between takes, but then it's like, oh, we have to change her in 10 minutes. You know how that goes. And there's been times, Becky, you know that I will take a wipe and I will completely wipe
whole thing
off. I tell this to people all the time and they don't believe me. I was like, you understand, I've done that a million times. So you have to be able, you know, that's maybe where you'll skip the primer. And then for red carpet, you want to look like the best version of yourself. But it's just like you said, HD is no one's friend. You don't know the camera. You don't know the lighting. You don't really know anything. So there's definitely a fine line of, and I always say this in my videos and my tutorials, makeup that looks great in person and on camera. Before, it was all about looking great on camera, but now it's both, because everything that you're doing is going to be on camera, but everything is HD, so you got to be careful. So yeah, no, absolutely. And I think, you know, it's so funny. I get asked this question a lot, and I just want someone as big as you to co-sign. How long does a full glam really take? How long does it take on yourself, and how long do you not mind being in that makeup chair when someone else is doing it for you?
Ooh, I mean, I can be in a glam chair all day. Like, that's the truth.
You are a glam girl. You love
I've sat there, and that's the thing too, right? Is like different, there's different categories of different types of makeup artists. You know, there's a lot of makeup artists who specialize in editorial and know, you know, more photo shoot based application and things that read more editorial. Then you have freelance like bridal makeup artists who, like, honestly, like, that's one thing that when I started working with you and knowing like how you got started and everything, and you like literally being able to bust out looks so fast. Like I find a lot of like up and coming freelance makeup artists who started there literally know how to do a whole beat in like 45 minutes to an hour, which, you know, sometimes in Hollywood, like, I'm not gonna lie, some makeup artists love to have like 3-4 hours, and I sometimes even like 3-4 hours before red carpet because I eat in between getting ready. I like to maybe the certain hairstyle, you know, sometimes doing hair and makeup at the same time is a little bit harder, depending on like if your hairstylist is pulling your hair in a slick pony, you can't do liner at the same time, you know. So it's like allocating for all of the moving pieces to be able to move together simultaneously sometimes takes a little bit longer. But when I'm doing it on myself, I could bust out like a whole beat in like half an hour.
That's amazing. Wow, that's amazing. Wow, that's really cool. No, yeah, I mean, for me, if there is such thing as too much time, because I feel like sometimes when you have too much time, then no, seriously, because sometimes, be honest, sometimes those quick beats come out better than like when you take 3 hours, like on yourself. And
yeah, maybe there's like this little wiggle time that would be a little bit too much, because then you start overthinking it, and you're like, maybe I should add this. Why not this?
And you're doing too much. But for me, I feel like a 2-hour session for just the makeup alone. Then we have hair, you know, you're incorporating all this other thing, you know, styling and wardrobe and everything. So yeah, it does take time. And I do emphasize that to like the people who follow me or artists who are up and coming. Take your time. That is the only thing that's going to get you through a full glam session with no, you know, a flawless glam. And you always look so beautiful and so flawless. Did you get a chance to look at your BoxyCharm box? Your June box?
I did. And I knew that I had to get on here to talk about it.
Did you get, I'm wondering if you got what I got, because I don't know if we got, sometimes they're different boxes.
Sometimes you don't get the same thing, right? Because that's the whole point. And I also like, okay, first let's go into this. So I actually spoke about this on my IG stories, but this Glodian makeup palette, like highlighting palette, yo.
Obsessed.
Yo.
I'm actually going to carry this in my kit because I'm obsessed.
So I was gonna ask you, that's the one thing that I really like about BoxyCharm and you being an actual makeup artist. You know, obviously it's all full-size products. So is there like a convenience in being subscribed to BoxyCharm while having full-size products? I would think when you find something that you love, like you don't have to have like the sample size, then go buy it. Like then you just have it and you throw it in your kit. Do you have like that's something that you do very often when you find something that you love?
That's such a good question. So whenever I get my box, I literally separate the things that I want to keep for me and the things that I want to put in my kit, because all of it can be used. The skincare stuff I usually keep for myself, but something like this is where I'm torn, because I love it so much. I want one for me, but I also want it for, no, I'm like, what do? I want it for me, but I want it for my kid. And you know how I am about highlight. Like you and I, we're very picky about highlighters, right? Because a wrong highlighter can look a little bit muddy. I just dropped it. The wrong
I know which one you've stuck since the day that I've met you. And you probably still use it today. It's the Benefit little, like,
what's that?
It's like a little cream one. You like use your fan brush on. Yep, there it is. Knew it. I knew it.
And the funny thing is I actually went away from it for maybe like a year to just try out some new things. And I was using some powders, but you know, it's hard. That's the amazing thing about this one, because this is a powder formula. So when using powder highlighters, I just don't love them all the time for some reason, because you can tell they're powdery. And I like for it to look kind of like you're glowing from within, which is why I love the cream one from the by Benefit. But this one, I mean, I didn't have any time to do makeup. As you can tell, I just threw some highlight on, and it's super, like, it's just, I just look glowy as hell.
But what I love about it is although it's powder, it still melts into the skin.
It does. Absolutely.
So it doesn't sit on top of it, which I really appreciated about it. And I haven't seen many highlighting palettes that have all these colors fused together in the same pan. So like usually it's separated. And I don't know about you, I said this on my IG story. Sometimes I like to mix highlighters, especially depending on what part of my body I'm using it on. Because I don't just use it on like my face. Sometimes I throw it on my collarbones, depending on my shirt. I like to throw it on my shoulders. Even like my little wrist sometimes, like my little wrist bone, because you know, why not? Just keep it flossy, little
That's
shiny.
a new one. I have not
It's
tried
new.
that.
It's so random, but I'm so expressive with my hands, and I just think like it gives you this like healthy glow when you find a good highlighter. And so obviously like what I would use like on like my brow bone is a little bit lighter in comparison to like what I would use like on my collarbone and things. So that's what I love about this. Like literally just take my brush and just like
that's literally what I did. I just go like this, and I kind of just boom. But that's why it's going to the kit. It's not coming with me. I'm sad. It's going to the kit because I work with, you know, a wide range of like makeup. I mean, like skin tones and skin shades. So I need all these options in order to be able to work with all of you people. And even for yourself, there's days where you're more tan than others. There's times where I see Becky and I'm like, girl, you're dark. Where were you this weekend? And I have to go in and mix stuff and tan you up. So this was definitely my favorite out of the box. I'm assuming it's yours too. And then when I opened it, I was like, Becky's going to love this because she's a highlight girl like me. And we love highlights.
I was crazy for it. The next thing I had in my fun little box was this lash primer.
I didn't get that.
You didn't get it? Okay.
I didn't get that one.
You how cool this is, because I'm not gonna lie, I don't know about you, but sometimes I just assume what something is, so I won't read what it is. And I'll just start playing with it. And I open it and I was like, yo, this is pink. This is so cool. I've never seen anything like this before.
Right.
And it's a Luna Magic lash primer base, which I had mentioned, like, I didn't grow up like with my mom saying, oh, you need to put like, because I learned a lot of makeup from my mom very early on. And so it wasn't something that was like natural habit to like put lash primer and then mascara. Right. But I don't know, something about this makes me just like want to make it part of like my routine. My routine's already
does it come off pink though? Can you swatch it on your hand real quick? Because I'm curious. I want to see like.
So I think my assumption
is that it comes off pink, but
it does. It comes off pink, and then I think I see it drying a little bit.
I'm wondering, like, the reason why I'm asking is sometimes, you know, some products they don't even mean to make it that way, but you can use it for more than one thing. So if it does come off pink, maybe you can just wear it by itself, and now you get some pink lashes. I see people do that all the time for like creative, like photo shoots or beauty shoots, which is really cool. But I'm sure once you put like the mascara.
It's also something where, like, you know, when you prep your eye, like I sometimes like I'll use like an eye primer or just like a concealer and set the concealer like lighter so that the color payoff of like the eyeshadows that I'm using are a little bit more true. I feel like that also is probably what applies with this. So since it's lighter, if you use like a blue mascara, you'd probably see the blue more, or a brown mascara, you'd see the brown more.
It'll make it pop.
Yeah, it'll make it pop a little bit more. But I'm excited to try it. Cool. I also got the Jacka Black Hydrate Primer. Did you get this one?
That one I got. That one I did get. I haven't tried it. I was going to try it today. But what are you a primer girl? Let's talk about that for a second.
So I am some days and I'm not some days. It really depends on what I'm going to do. If I have an amusement park day and I'm going to be in the sun and I'm going to be like, I don't know, just running around outside and not really paying attention to like touching up, I'm definitely wearing a primer because I don't want my makeup slipping and sliding. I have like combination skin, so I get oily in like my T-zone, but then, you know, I can look dry in other areas, and I feel like primer really helps me just give me like an even canvas. It
evens out your skin tone. This one feels really nice. Like just trying it on my hand. It feels hydrating, and I like when the primer, it's just gonna sound really crazy, but I like when primers they disappear at some point. Because I feel like primers, when they have a lot of silicone in them and they're just there, that makes me nervous because I feel like at some point it should just settle into your skin for you to put foundation over it. So that's what I like about this one. It feels really good. I like that I just kind of rubbed it in and now it's gone. And it does feel smooth, but it's not just sitting on my skin, which some primers you guys have to be careful. If they're sitting on your skin and then you're going to try to put foundation over it, just that foundation is eventually going to slide around. It's not going to stay put. So I love this one. What's the next one, girl?
I got the NARS lip pencil.
I did too, but yours looks way more red than mine. I didn't get that beautiful red one. Mine is more of like a mauve-y. I'm doing what the YouTubers do.
Oh, yes.
Mine is more of like a mauve-y. Hello. Yours is more red, which I love for you because you actually rock a gorgeous red lip. We've done red lips.
We've definitely
a million times.
At the moments.
Million times, but this is definitely more just kind of on the tone downside. So it's like that's how you know Boxy knows you, because I know it sounds ridiculous, but like I don't ever get red lip products or anything like that because it's just not, when you fill out, you know, when you do the subscription and you choose like what kind of glam girl you are, and so they're pretty on point when it comes to that, which I love. And you look bomb in red, so that worked out.
Okay, and then the last thing that I got was the OPV Spotlight palette.
I didn't get that one.
What did you get? It's like trading pins.
I love everything I got. Let me just say that. Let me stop. I got everything I got. I don't know. Did you get the lip mask? No.
No.
You didn't get the lip mask. So this is a lip mask, which you know we need because sometimes our lips are a little chapped.
Skin prep is it's just as important as makeup application is your preparation. And for me, skin prep for red carpets, for music videos, it starts like days before the
Yes.
events. The night before, I'll be doing my face masks, my lip masks. I
so
don't
important.
ever experiment with new skincare before big events because I have like what could be sensitive skin sometimes.
Right.
But lip masks are the one.
They are the one, especially in like a music video, like you're applying all these different lip colors. At some point, your lip gets crusty. So I like lip masks because you really can just pop it on between lip changes and then just wipe it off with a wipe and then you're good to go. But it's so cool that you said that because I feel like, I love that you said that because most people want to start like a skin regimen like the morning of. And it's like, no, mommy. No, there's no saving you at that point.
If you have a wedding, if you have a graduation, or if you have a big work event, and especially like for everybody, because I know like our hope is to like, especially, I know LA is different than Miami right now, but like little by little, we're going back to like in-person things. So like, I find myself getting super excited to like get glammed up and like get out into the world, you know? And so, you know, I've been having some really cool like events and things like that. And I've been sticking like, when I try something new, it's very calculated, the timing that I do it. So in the case that I do have some kind of reaction or a little breakout or a little blemish, you know, sometimes even when you try skincare, it makes your skin purge. So you'll have a breakout on purpose from the products to make you get all the bad stuff out. And you don't want that happening on a big day.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
so show me the palette.
So pretty. So,
oh my God, it's so pretty.
This pretty glare with the lights. It is so gorgeous. Like, I'm not gonna lie. This right here, this half of the palette is like something that I myself would like feel super comfortable applying on myself. But then you have this side of the palette that has some colors that like I've definitely worn before, but that I've never been able to like know how to apply myself. So this is cool that I have it now because that means I can practice while I'm at home.
And it's perfect for you because you may not feel comfortable doing it on yourself, but you can, you know, whip that bad boy out, and then Angie or whoever's doing your makeup, you know, you can play with it. But I love when a palette has like options. Because sometimes I buy a palette and I'm like, there's not enough options for me, so is it worth having the palette? But that has a lot of options. And those oranges, I know that you love oranges. You have something like that on your eyes right now. It looks stunning.
I do. What's interesting about like what I learned really early on, especially like for my skin, what I love, especially for blending, is I love having like these red tones and these orange tones to kind of like pull these things together and make it look just a little bit more alive. Because anytime I've tried to do a smoky eye with just like grays and blacks, like I've never been able to accomplish on myself. So that like little buffer of like those burgundies, those red undertones, those little bit of hints of orange even, like help me kind of like pull it all together. It's like the connecting color that you can't really see, but helps with the blending for me.
So that was your last product, right, from the box?
Yeah, that was my last
one. So last question, and then I'll let you go because I know you have a million things to do. What would you say is your signature look? What is Becky G's signature look? Let me know because I'm going out tonight and I'm going to probably rock it or something. I'm probably going to put it on. You kind of described a lot of it just now with saying about the red tones and the orange tones on your eyes, which I have noticed you wear a lot, and they're beautiful because you have dark hair.
Thank you. I'm trying to step out of my comfort zone when doing my own makeup, like especially like during this like spring, summertime coming. Like I'm trying to go a little bit more peachy, a little bit more soft tones, because like I'm like a true like eyeliner girl. Like a lash and a liner does so much for me, like so much. The lip can be whatever, but a lash and a liner, like game over. I'm good. Like I'm so fine, whatever the event. But yeah, I would say definitely that. And
cork.
And cork is like a staple. Yo, I remember when we first started working together, I would like call out names of certain lip liners, and you don't even have to say the brand because you just know what it is. But cork was like as a staple in our.
I remember cork. Cork was Saint Piyama. That's when we started our journey with cork. And I had it, and I put it on you, and you're like, "Wait, what's that? I need the name. I'm going to get it." And legit, you went and got it because I see it in your bag every time, and I love.
It's my touch-up
gorgeous brown.
It is.
I love it.
Well, it's a really great like contour lip color for me. So it helps me define without steering too far away from my natural lip color. And then it's not too dark where it just looks like, okay, what has she done? And it's something that I can like still change the lip color overall. So like I have cork on right now, but then I still have like a little peachy moment in the center. But then I can go like super nude in there. I can go super pink in there with that liner. So it's like I don't know about you,
but it contours the lip. It's like a contour.
Liner can't be the same exact color as like my lipstick or my lip gloss. Like I'm not a big fan of that for me personally. Some people rock it so good, but for me, I need that definition. I need definition.
And it looks amazing on you as always. And I love that you adopted it because it's a beautiful shade. But you look gorgeous. Thank you so much for coming on live with me and my BoxyCharm family. Hello to everyone.
I appreciate it so
you
much.
Look stunning.
And you look just as gorgeous. And I hope we can hang very soon when all of the world goes back to normal.
Yes.
And yes, shout out to the BoxyCharm fam for having us.
Absolutely. We're excited to see what looks you come up with those goodies that you got.
I'm so excited.
I love you so much, Mommy. So we'll see you soon, hopefully back in Miami when you're in town. Hit a girl up. All right, my love. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye, guys.